Well, good morning. Yes, it is Tuesday. You're with George at Growth Point, growing as you're going through life. And we spoke a little bit about the beginning. In the beginning, God. That's it. In the beginning, God. So everything starts with God. Notice this. Everything will end with God. Now, today, God, our creator of heaven and earth. Notice this. Who created the heavens and the earth? God did. This is wonderful to note that everything around us is created by God. The stars in the sky that we look up to every evening when it's a clear, beautiful sky. What do we see? We see the stars. Who hung them there? God. Isn't that wonderful? When you see that bright moon and you look up to it and you wonder, wow, look at that moon. Who put it there? God did. Not so. On that beautiful sunny day when the sun comes up and the sun rises up in the mornings and you see it setting down in the evenings, you know who? God. That's it. Everything around us. We look at those trees. God. Look at those animals. God. Look at your wife. God. Isn't that wonderful to note? God created all things for you and I. You see, I heard a story told of an atheist who met up with God. He said that he too was able to do what God did. He was able to create just like God. This is what is, no problem. And God said, well, challenge on. I accept the challenge. Do what you need to do. See if you can create man. So what did the atheist do? The atheist started to gather dust around to create man, and God stopped him and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Find your own dust. That's right. From nothing, God started everything. You see, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, in the beginning, God created. We must not forget that God is the creator of all things. Yes, God has put us here for a purpose and a plan. God created us for a reason. He birthed us. He allowed us to come into this world for a purpose and a reason. And we need to find God to find our purpose in life. Many people don't know their purpose in life because they haven't found God. Find God and you will find your purpose in life. You see, there was nothing. God spoke all that was needed into existence. From nothing, God created. From nothing, God created. This is how big our God is. From nothing, He spoke everything into being. How do I know that? Well, Hebrews chapter 11 verse 3 says, the entire universe was formed at God's command. That what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. This is how big our God is, people. God is so big, and yet we want to put God in a box. Can you box God? No, you can't. Just again, look at those beautiful mountains around you. Isn't it wonderful when you travel and you see the beautiful forest on the left and the right and the mountains in the distance, and you draw closer and you see it. You look up at Table Mountain. I mean, come on, that is the wonder of the world. Not so. We have it right here on our doorstep, and you look up at that mountain and you say, my, who did that? Who sculpted that? Who put that into place? God. He spoke everything from nothing, and it became what it is and what we see today. You see, when God spoke, the heavens shook, and He brought forth which He spoke. This is wonderful. We talk about a big bang. Well, when God spoke, there must have been a big bang. Not so. Things started coming together, and God sat down, and God formed everything. Isaiah 44 verse 24 says, I am the Lord who makes all things. Everything. Come on. This is, I just can't get this out of my mind to think that everything that I see around is God. God is in everything. Who stretched out the heavens all alone? Who spreads abroad the earth? Him by himself. This is what God says. This is what He did. He did it. He stretched open the earth, the heavens. He did that for you and I. He put us here on this rock. Why? To fellowship with us, to talk with us, to know us. So, and by knowing us, He wants us to begin to know Him. As I read in Genesis 1, all that we see around us is God. But the condition that we see is man trying to be God. Everything around us is falling apart, people. The reason because man wants to take God out of the equation. Man says, we don't need God. If God is the creator of all things, then truly we need God. The world is lacking in its understanding of who God is. We need to bring God back into our homes. We need to bring God back into our schools. We need to bring God back into our politics. Yeah, we need to put God first in everything. We need to learn and understand that all things were created by Him and for Him. Nothing good comes from this world that has become just as proud as the devil, who was cast out of heaven due to his pride. Pride is a destroyer of God's creation, and we see it being destroyed right in front of our eyes.